I never thought I'd be the master-in-law. But here we are. It all started with a simple text message from my daughter. Sarah, we've decided to have a small Thanksgiving this year. Just us and the kids. Hope you understand. My heart sank. Understand? How could I understand being uninvited from my own family's Thanksgiving? For years, I've hosted everyone. The huge turkey, the mountains of mashed potatoes, my famous pecan pie. It was my joy. After my husband passed, these holidays became even more precious. They were my connection to him, to our memories. I tried calling my son, Mark, but he didn't pick up. I was left staring at my phone, a flood of confusion and hurt washing over me. Just us and the kids. What had I done? I scrolled through our recent conversations, searching for a clue. Was it because I suggested a different stuffing recipe last year? Or when I mentioned that my grandson looked a little pale? They were just worries from a loving grandmother. Or so I thought. Maybe my love was starting to feel like interference. The silence from them was deafening, and my imagination ran wild with all the ways I might have messed up. For 2 days, I was a wreck. I cried. I paced. I barely ate. I felt like I was being erased from my own family. Then, something inside me shifted. The sadness turned into a slow-burning anger. I had always been there for them. When Mark and Sarah wanted to buy their dream house, who signed the loan and gave them the down payment? Me. When they wanted to start their own business, a charming little bookstore, who provided the seed money with no expectation of it ever being paid back? Me. My support wasn't just emotional. It was the financial foundation they had built their perfect life on. I looked around my quiet house, the house that would be empty on Thanksgiving. I thought about the life of comfort they were enjoying, a life I had helped create. And for what? To be tossed aside with a casual text message. No, that wasn't going to happen. The decision came to me in a flash, cold and clear. If I wasn't part of their family life, I didn't need to be part of their financial life either. I wasn't going to be just a bank account they could withdraw from at their convenience. That night, I made some calls. First to my financial advisor. I explained the situation, and we initiated the process to pull my name and my funding from their business account. It was a joint venture, and I had every right. Next, I contacted the bank regarding the home loan. I informed them I would no longer be the guarantor. This would trigger a review of their mortgage, and without my financial backing, they'd likely have to refinance at a much higher rate, if they could at all. It was a drastic move. I knew that it felt brutal, but being cut out of my grandchildren's lives felt more brutal. The very next morning, my phone blew up. It was Mark, finally calling me back. He was frantic. "Mom, what did you do?" "The bank called. The business account is frozen." "What's going on?" I took a deep breath. "Well, son," I said, my voice steady. "Sarah said you wanted a small Thanksgiving this year. I just thought I'd help you make other parts of your life a little smaller, too. Since I'm no longer considered family, I figured my financial contributions weren't needed either." There was a long silence on the other end of the line. I could hear Sarah in the background, her voice a frantic whisper. Suddenly, the narrative changed. Mark was apologizing profusely. "It was all a misunderstanding," he claimed. "Sarah was just stressed. She didn't mean it. Of course I was welcome. But the damage was done. The text message wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a choice. And my reaction was a consequence of that choice. It wasn't about the money. Not really. It was about respect. It was about being treated like family, not an option.